Hey makers! I've got another time-intensive art project for everyone this week. This time, you'll be painting the inside of a globe ornament to make your very own planet. As you might have guessed, the theme for this week is space exploration, a topic that's near and dear to my heart. There's so much in outer space that we don't know about yet, and we're learning more and more every day. This art project is specifically inspired by the dwarf planet Pluto, which we used to not know very much about, not even what it looked like. Then, about 15 years ago, NASA sent a satellite out into space to take some close-up pictures of Pluto finally, and it took 10 years for the satellite to finally get to Pluto before we finally got to see our first close-up photos of the planet. Before then, everyone was just guessing what they thought it looked like, and most of their guesses were pretty wrong. But there's so many more planets and dwarf planets, and comets and asteroids and all kinds of things in space, and I thought it would be fun if we all took a guess at what some of them might look like. So in this kit, you've got two ornaments, at least one that is a perfect globe, and a second one that might also be a globe, or it might be one of these flat things, or it might be one of these weird shapes that Miss Michelle said might be a spaceship. Make sure they're not cracked or broken, and let us know if you have any problems. Your kit will also have one of these paper funnels for pouring paint in, a popsicle stick for scraping the paint, and a plastic cup that you can let the globe sit in while you're painting it or while it dries. I'd also recommend getting a paper napkin if you have one. There will also be 2 cups of paint per ornament and a cup of glitter. You can pick which colors you want to mix and how much glitter you want to add, but don't take the lids off of your paints until you're ready to start pouring, because they can dry out pretty quickly. I'd also recommend not waiting a few days after you get your kit to start, because you don't want the paint to dry in the cups. I'm going to start with a globe ornament to make my first planet. Sit it in your cup with the opening facing up so that you don't have to hold it, and put the funnel in the opening. Add your glitter first so that it sticks to the sides of the ornaments and so you can see it. I'm going to put a lot of glitter in this one because I want to see what that looks like. In this one over here, you can see I only added a little bit of glitter and only a little bit shows on the sides here. And this one that Miss Michelle made, she added a lot of the big chunky glitter, and it looks really cool. Ultimately though, it's up to you how you want your planet to look. Swirl the glitter around in your globe as best you can without dumping it out. Then place the ornament back in your cup and get ready to pour your first paint in. Use the popsicle stick to scrape the sides of the paint pot so you can get as much as you can inside, but be careful not to let your ornament or the funnel tip over. Go slowly if you have to, and you might need someone to help you hold the funnel in place. After you finish scraping out the first paint, add your second paint color right away. If you have 2 paint pots with the same color, use a different color so you can mix them so it's not all just one color. Unless that's what you want it to look like. Use a popsicle stick to scrape the sides of the paint pot so you get as much into your globe as possible. Once both of your paint colors are in the ornament, you can start mixing them together. There's a couple different ways to do this. You can use your popsicle stick to push the paint around on the inside of the ornament. Just make sure you're not covering your popsicle stick in paint instead of the globe. You can also fold the paper napkin over the opening of your globe and then hold it carefully in place and gently shake it to get the paint to fall where you want it to go. You want to get every square centimeter of the inside of your globe covered in paint without letting any of it drip outside. If you don't want your paint colors to mix quite so much, you can try swirling your globe around after you've just added the first paint color. Then once that starts to coat part of the inside, then add your second color, but your colors will probably still mix a little bit. Once the inside of your ornament is completely covered, we're going to set it to dry by placing it upside down in the cup so that all of the paint drips into the cup. You could also set the ornament on its side if you don't want the paint dripping out, but you'll get big circles on your ornament like this one, which could be pretty cool too. Jupiter has a big spot on it too, after all. That's about the size of the planet Earth. Now your first ornament is going to take about a day to finish drying. I know that's a lot of waiting. You could speed it up by putting it in a window where the sunlight will warm it up, or you could wait a couple hours until you don't see it dripping anymore and then flip it upright so the opening is on top again. When the ornament is facing down and all the paint is dripping out, we've actually created kind of a sealed container here. The paint actually won't dry at all until it gets some new air in there. You can start on your second ornament while your first one is drying, but you'll need another disposable cup or something else you can use to hold your ornament in place, especially if your second ornament is a flat one, which doesn't actually fit in the cup very well. You might need someone to help you hold the ornament while you're pouring the paint. When the odd-shaped ornaments are drying, set them over a newspaper or paper towel so the paint doesn't get all over your table. I'm going to jump ahead into the future a little bit to show you what my ornament looks like when it's finished drying. So I actually left this one face down for the weekend, and when I came back, you can see the paint's still not dry because it was in the sealed container. So I have to flip it up and let it sit for a while more. And now the paint is finished drying, so I can go ahead and see how this turned out. It didn't turn out as glittery as I was hoping, but it still looks pretty glittery with a nice cool ice look to it. So this could be like an ice planet that I've made. I'm really curious to see what some of your planets are going to be like. So if you have an ornament you're painting, feel free to send us pictures and we can post them on our Facebook page for everyone else to see too. I hope you had a lot of fun with that one, and I can't wait to see what yours turn out like. We've got one more week of the summer reading program, and it's a fun one, so check back in with us then. As always, we'll see you later. Bye!